Alright, man, I'm back. It's your boy M-i-Corleone, Learn As You Grow podcast. And, everybody, I had to throw the shades on and really, prepare myself for this. Turn this down a little bit. Just had to prepare myself for this. And wait, I don't want to break down, on the podcast, but it's hard not to sometimes, man. You feel me? So it's like August 18th, once again, when my sister died. It tore my life apart because you just have to remember, right after that was my nephew Justin's birthday. My sister's son, he turned 16 2 days after his mom died, right? The day after that was my dad's birthday, right? 3 days after she passed, August 21st, is my dad's birthday. Her birthday, August 31st. My mom's birthday, September 8th. And my sister's funeral and the service and all that was on the 9th, the day after my mom's birthday. So that was a rough month. But to add on to that, my Uncle Robbie, neighborhood legend, Grace Ferry legend, South Philly legend, Hollywood and Wharton legend, 2-0, passed away. The day of my sister's service, my Uncle Robbie actually came to my house and he came with hospice and he spent the last 3 days. He came on a Friday. That was the day of my sister's service. And on Monday, he had passed at about 4:44 in the morning. Yeah. It's crazy because I was in the back in the studio, and he had his bed and all set up in the living room with a big TV and all, whatever. So plus his sons were staying over too, so they were sitting on the couches and all that. But anyway, so I come down to smoke a cigarette on the porch. So something just wasn't right, and it just wasn't right, and unfortunately, he met his demise, man. And that's why I be trying to tell people all the time, man. It's no joke. And he died from liquor. He didn't die from no fentanyl or none of that. He died from drinking too much liquor. People think that liquor is safe. People think because it's legal that it's safe. But me myself, I'm a high advocate for marijuana, and I feel like that because I seen what alcohol did firsthand to my family. My dad's 3 brothers, right? My Uncle Joseph, my godfather, and the 2 twins, my Uncle Richie and my Uncle Robbie, all passed away from liver damage from drinking too much. And it's sad, man. Like, all my people died from drugs, alcohol, getting shot, something like that, something crazy. R.I.P. my man Jules. R.I.P. Bobby. And there's a lot of people that survived this life, man. And I'm one of them. So far, I survived 36 years. But when my sister died, man, I couldn't deal with anything. I'm still in a depression. It took a lot for me to get up just to come here and do my job today and do this. Because it's like, damn, the motivation is gone. Like, damn, sis, and then my uncle, back to back. It's just too much, man. And it's the drugs and alcohol that's doing it, and it's making me feel like, I don't know, man, it's making me feel like it's some type of fucking setup or something, man. Just like I'm seeing all this black on black violence going on. And usually I don't even speak on other racist issues, but it just needs to be spoken on, man. All these killings, man, cause I'm hip hop. I'm hip hop to death. Don't ever get that misconstrued. I put in work for hip hop. I'm hip hop to the death. Don't ever get that misconstrued. So when it's dealing with hip hop and it's dealing with the generation that's going on right now, it's dealing with me. Like I said, my nephew just turned 16, man. And he's learning who he is at this point in life. And he's a thorough young boy, that's what he is. But I know, because I've been in his shoes, he already got further than I got. I mean, I'm 9th grade dropout. You know what I mean? Really 8th grade dropout, because I never even finished a semester in 9th grade. So, alright, so I want to get back to what I was saying about the depression and all that. And so when my sister passed, I'm in the middle of running a business. Now I got to still make beats. I have to still upload. I still gotta do my graphic design and like this. It don't stop just because, you know, somebody goes. And it hurt to realize that. And so I was fortunate enough to be in a position where I could take a little break and get my mind straight, because that month was crazy. Like, my nephew's birthday, my dad's birthday, and back to back. And it's like, and I knew 2021 was going to be a different kind of year, man. So many great things happen, and bad things happen, and the worst things happen to me, and the best things happen to me, all in the same year and a half span. That's the crazy part. The best thing that ever happened to me in life happened, and then right after that, the worst thing. When you lose a sibling, my sister she taught me the game. Now that she's not here, I can speak on it. When I was 7, 8 years old, you know, this was, I had to be like 9. Yeah, I was about 9 or 10. And, cause I remember Wu-Tang had just came out. And, they didn't even drop Forever yet. And I remember, they always used to talk about smoking wolves and, you know, stuff like that. And that was cool to them. You know what I mean? Back then, for those that don't know, a woolly is rock, crack mixed in with weed, and you know you smoke a blunt of that. Not my style. But I was 10 years old, going with them to go first, cause my sister had to babysit me. You know, my mom was working, and my dad, he lived in Philly. My mom, she went to Jersey to get right, to get off what she was on. And I thank her for that. I love her for that. I admire her for that. And but anyway, yeah, we went to my aunt's house in Jersey. And when you're with your family, and we had to stay, we didn't have to, but we stayed in one room, like in my aunt's basement, like one bathroom and a room. That's what it was. And one TV over there, my mom's bed right here, and 2 bunk beds right here. That's it. And I lived like that from like 5 to about 12, 13. So being around my sister and being that close and watching everything taught me the game early. I remember going to North Philly and going to the block, and this is when you still pulled up to the you know what I mean, to the middle of the block, and they serve you right from the car. And this is when they still did that. And it's just like being so young. I remember them saying, yo, don't bring him back here no more. Like, he's too young. We can't serve you if you keep bringing him back here. And that was just crazy to me. That, like, they act like they cared that much. But anyway, so my sister developed a habit for the woolies, and she had a boyfriend. He had a Mazda, and nice jump. And you know, I always got the new CDs, and you know, I would bring them in his car, and then it's the same thing. He would young boy me for them. So I wound up let's not get into that. But yeah, I grew up in that lifestyle. Seeing my sister then stop. She stopped all that, and she got with another dude, and this dude sold all the trade. He had the gas, and once again, I'm in there watching all this. I'm watching the whole hustle and bustle of the grind, and shout out to my man Monahan, Mike Mon, yeah, Mike Mon. But anyway, so I seen the game real early, and we would go to Philly on the weekends, and like on Wednesdays when my mom had off, right after school we would go, because her husband still lived on 28th and Tasker, South Philly. So we would come to Philly, and we would stay from Friday to Sunday night, and then I would come on Wednesday. So anyway, long story short, my sister would throw house parties, craziest 29th Wharton, Hollywood and Wharton, 30th and Tasker, 26th and Mars. Everybody was coming through. Like, everybody that was somebody would come through the party. And they would have kegs in the backyard. My man Harry, my OG, he used to he used to live a couple doors from me, and he's probably about 6, 7 years older than me. But he's one of them dudes who I was watching. I had my eyes on him because he was getting things. He was always had nice things. He was always thorough, and he was the type dude that, I was young when I started hustling, cause like I would see my sister's boyfriends hustling, and I would literally do the same shit with candy and stuff, like, and bring it to school. And like, I know a lot of people say that shit before, but like, I really was like bagging up candy and shit. Like, I forgot, mixed drinks shit, like all types of shit. I remember pencils was a thing for a minute. I would get a different color, everybody wanted their football team, so it was hard to get every football team. But like I said, I would go to Philly and I'd grab some stuff, and then that led to me being 12 years old, and getting into the marijuana industry. And this was about 1997, 98, and so I got into the marijuana industry. So, alright, so yeah, it's a good group of people here today. So when I got into the marijuana industry, this was 1997, I would take dimes from Philly, 27 Dickerson. Shout out to OG Mick. I don't know where the fuck he's at. I ain't seen him in 20 years. But shout out to him. And take him to Jersey and double up real quick. But I developed a real strong habit for smoking marijuana. Like, it was something different. Like, people smoke, but I smoke different. I was going all out. I would have an Altoid thing filled up with all J's back in the day, because I couldn't roll no blunt. And I used to double wrap the J's in the paper and shit. These joints be paper in the motherfucker. Plus the weed back in the day, that shit wasn't right. And that shit wasn't even fair. But shit. So I got in the game, bro. And that led me to being on the block in Philly, because Jersey schools just wasn't having me at all. And I'm gonna get more into that on part 2 of the my first interaction with the police. And part 1 is out now. You can check that out. The video. We're gonna have a video for part 2, but not part 1. Anyway, so I'll be on 29th and Reed outside the bar. Wasn't no cell phones like that back then. Like, you had to be out on the block or be seen. Or I would have my house phone. I would have my cordless phone, be on the block. It wouldn't ring when I went all the way to the corner. It would ring probably like 3, 4 houses from the corner. So I would be out there selling my tray. Then Harry will always pull up in something, my OG, and he always way he scooped me. Come on, young, take a ride. And just that love that he showed me, like, because he would always have something crazy, some 15 speakers in the car, you know what I mean? Like, he was always in the car stereos and just fly shit, fly cars. And vicious going in 60 seconds, boy, like, vicious. But, so he had picked me up, and he schooled me to so much, man. And I thank him for that. Like, it's OGs in my hood that schooled me to shit that I'll never forget. You know what I mean? And it's also OGs that are just, you know, school me in a way that I just watch how they move, you feel me? And me watching how they move made me develop bad habits and good habits. A lot of the bad habits came later on, because, like I said, I started really young. So Harry would pick me up, we'd drive around Southwest, and he would play my tape. And that feeling that it gave me driving around Center City and the whole city, knocking my shit, 60 minutes of heat. That's what that's was my mixtape was called, literally a mixtape cassette. It was 60 minutes, and I just rocked for 60 minutes on other people's instrumentals. I had an Alchemist vs. Havoc instrumental album, and we had, what else I had? All the instrumentals from the Chronic 2001. I had some instrumentals back then, but it wasn't like it is now. Like, you wasn't getting no original beats and all that. Like, that was Negatron. So we would ride around, and that gave me that feeling that, like, yo, I could do this rap shit. I could really, really do this rap shit. So I get booked. Assault and robbery. I was 15. Two of my homies got away, and the cop came after me on the white chase from 15th and Jackson all the way to 23rd and Mars. And they got me in the Jones when they went right in front of the bike, and if I would have kept going, I was going to do a header, and I had to fell in the hood and shit. They gripped me all up, whatever. You know me. Yo, who was the other dude? No name, no blame. I ain't trying to talk. I was young at that point too, but I knew the game inside and out. And that's when I knew. Started to realize things were different. I got locked up for the assault and robbery, and when I got out, I got ROR. You know, I was 15. My parents, my pop came and got me. So I got a lawyer on the case. Shout out to Joe Capone. And that's when I knew that money mattered, because the day of court, we go in with the lawyer, and he had talked to the judge beforehand, and as soon as the case got called, it was the cop went up on the stand, and she lied on me, saying she seen me rob dude and all this shit, and it was just a lie. The cop just straight lied on me, and I'm like, why? It was a female cop, African American female cop, and I was just like, why? Why do you want to see me locked up? I'm a child. Like, why? I'm not, Like, the people didn't even show up to court, like, and you're here. So the judge, you know, was like, oh, so they were all out there at 3 in the morning fighting like cowboys and Indians and all, you know. And he was like, case dismissed. And I never forget, Joe Capone, my lawyer at the time, wanted me to shake hands with the cop. Afterwards, we were all outside the courtroom. What do you think I did? What would you have done? What would you have done? Answer me that. What would you have done? Would you kept going? Or would you have shook her hand? And audio got a little bit crazy there, but I'm gonna have to fix that. So I wasn't shaking her hand. I refused. Kind of made a little bit of a scene outside the courtroom because when I refused, he was like, go ahead. And she was right there, and I was just like, nah, like, she just lied, like, nah. And I don't know why he wanted me to shake her hand so bad. I guess he wanted to have a connect. And, you know, that's when I realized afterwards, now that, like, the more connections you have, the better. Whether it's with police, whoever. Because you can't judge. That's like judging a whole race for what one person does. Or if, like, a lot of people's on some bullshit, you can't say every police officer's on some bullshit. I know some good cops. I know some bad cops. But I knew that poor people got treated different when I came home that day from court. I beat the case. Called up one of my mans who, when we did the robbery, what they got, they sold. And when I came home, you know, they had some bread for me. A little couple hours, 30 hours, something like that. Little weed money. So, I thought that was some thorough shit. Like, dang, they got some bread for me and all. Like, damn, it's some thorough shit. And years later, come to find out, they ain't had no bread for me. They actually skimmed off the top, and they really got bread for them. And, you know, they gave me some, just in case he finds out type shit, you feel me? So I'm like, years later, I realized, like, dang, I took that whole case for them. I'll never be a rat, you know what I mean? I can never do that. But if somebody's taking a case and they didn't rat on me, like, and I get some bread, like, it was they stole a bike. We stole a bike, and they got away with the bike, and they sold it. And they got a certain price for it, like 200 or something. Give me like 30, whatever, between 3 people, whatever. That's when I realized, like, cause these was my homies, like, these people that I call my brothers. That's when I realized the game ain't always cracked up to be. And this was before, like, this was just smoking weed days. Like, this was crazy, young boy days. So, anyway, the day I beat the case, I catch another charge on Stanley Street, Stanley and Tasker, to celebrate. You know, I had to go grab some weed, and they had the block on surveillance and caught me and one of the boys that I took the case for. They caught us up in the whole thing because we was there buying the tray. So they had to take us in, so because they got the buyer, they gotta get their customers, you know what I mean? So like that's what they do. If anybody knows, like when they arrest somebody for selling drugs, it's just a better case when they got the customers too. Not even that the customers would tell or anything, it's just that the customers got caught with the stuff on their person, so it makes for a better case. So anyway, so if they grab the customers, don't think that like, oh, they right, or don't assume that, or this, you know what I mean? Because that's just not what it is. So anyway, they take me and my man, and long story short, my sister came, cause my pop was he was done, cause I just beat a case like a couple hours before, and so my sister came, and like she was like 23 at the time, and I'm just thinking back when I was 23. That's when I just came home from my first real prison bid in the state of New Jersey. I don't know why most of my charges I catch when I go over the bridge, man. And so sis bailed me out, and I remember while we was in the cell, I had some. I was selling icy cottons and they didn't find them in my jabos. So me and my man, I broke him off something. He was like, fuck, we might as well get on in here, you know what I mean? I thought they was gonna take me to the youth study center. Like, I just came home that day. I just beat the case that day. I didn't know nothing about how that shit worked. So, we in there, man. We're in there, bam. We don't know that oxycontin is just like pure dope. We didn't know that because the way they labeled them was that they weren't addictive, and they had you